This is the training video for Compass Sherpa's Cell Stages and Forecasting. To navigate to your cell stages, choose Cell Stages from your home screen. You'll then see the available stages you can move opportunities throughout. By selecting the stage, highlight the stage or select the stage from the column you want to move one opportunity from and to. You're going to notice at the top you have some filtering capabilities, and on the left you also have additional filtering capabilities. You can choose to filter on all items in your stages, current month forecasts and closed cells, current year, next 90 days, previous 90 days, or year to date. You also have the ability to set your own date range to view items in a specified date range of your choice. Items based on the date range entered will reflect in each stage. Right now I have mine set as full across view. If I wanted to switch it from the full across to a side by side or two across, I can view that as well. I can also expand on a stage to expand and just view that stage only, and collapse the stage. And then in each stage I would have to scroll down to view the items. So if I had multiple items in the stage, that expand comes in handy to view that information. The nice thing about grids in Sherpa is you can reset and save grid layouts to reflect how you want to view them. You can rearrange the column headers to be as you wish. You can set it for just one stage by changing one stage and doing Save Grid Layouts. You can set it for all stages to reflect the same as the one stage by going to Set All Grid Layouts. This saves time if you like the grid layout in one stage, having to go to each stage and changing it. You can just say, this is the stage I changed, click OK, and the other stages will reflect the same column headers as the stage you changed. If you wanted to revert back to the original view that Compass provides as far as column headers, hit Reset Grid Layouts. You have a stage called Remove from Funnel. If you wanted to include that stage as part of your view of your cell stages, check the Include Remove from Funnel checkbox, scroll down in your grid. You will then see items placed within that Remove from Funnel stage. These are generally items that you have marked as a status of lost within your Opportunities tab of the account. Uncheck that, and that stage will disappear. Items that do not have any opportunities within the stage will be collapsed and reflect a 0. Other stages, if it has something, will appear and the number will reflect of how many opportunities are in each stage. You also have the capability of choosing to break up splits so that the view of the opportunities within the stages are shown by the splits and reflected revenue amounts based on the split versus in one full view across the grid. If you uncheck that box, it will still reflect the split of the opportunity for each user, and if you expand on the opportunity, it will show the reps it's being split with, the revenue, outcost, and gross profit amounts, as well as any activities being reflected on that particular opportunity. That way you can track what the rep is doing to close the opportunity. You also have column grouping, where you can set a column grouping within each grid, an individual grid, or all grids. You're going to choose what column you want to group your grids by within each stage. Maybe you want to group it by category. You can show the totals for revenue, gross profit, and outcost. You can select all stages or just individual stages you want to view the grouping by and click OK. Your stages will then reflect it by the column header you chose to group by. You can then expand on each column header within the grid to see forecasts placed underneath that grouping. If you want to declare grouping and go back to your original view, just go to Grouping and clear column grouping. You can also choose to export your stages into an Excel format. I'm going to save my grid layouts and print this to Excel. Once I print it, it gives me a nice Excel export, and it looks exactly like my cell stages would appear. I have my accounts, the stage, the items, as far as is it what category type, revenue and dollar amounts, all within a nice Excel export to present to my manager or admin, or just have handy for me to have that quick forecasting export. On the left, you're able to search your opportunities using the search window. You can enter your search criteria, and items within the date range that appear with the same criteria you're searching for will appear and highlight that information. To clear the search, just hit clear. You can also set a date range for your closed stage to view just specific closed cells within a date range you choose. And then hit Filter Stages. So if you're using filters on the left, you're going to want to use this Filter Stages. Any items across the top, make sure to use this Filter Stages. I also have the option as a manager to check individual users I want to view just their forecast for, or I can show all users and their forecasts that I manage. Otherwise, I will see my own forecasts within the grid. I can choose to filter by specific category types, as well as by individual teams, and regions for specific opportunities within my cell stages. Again, hit Filter Stages, and if any opportunities within the date range specified fall within any of the filtered criteria, it will show them within each stage. You can also clear stages or clear all and filter stages again to reflect and go back to your original view you begin with the filters in the top. After you have your sales pipeline in place, again I showed you can move one opportunity from one stage to another within the sales stages. If you need to edit any other or additional information on the opportunity itself, such as revenue, status, estimated close date, make sure to right-click on the account name and choose Go to Account. You'll then be taken to the Opportunities tab and directly to that opportunity to then make changes within the grid view of the opportunity on the account. Once you make your edits and changes, just hit Save Changes. You can close out of the account and hit Filter Stages to see those take place and reflect the changes made. If you wanted to run a sales forecast, close, or lost sales report, you want to go to your Reports menu selection, choose Sales Reports. You can set your date range you want to view forecast for. I'll go back to the beginning of the year and go through the current date range. I'm going to be able to enter a minimum and maximum revenue, minimum maximum profit amount, minimum close percentage and maximum close percentage, as well as choose to group by user, category, stage, status, team for my report. I can choose to just do models only, models and accessories, or just a quick summary. I'm going to go ahead and choose items and accessories. If I have teams structured, I can select what team I want to run the report for. If I don't, I would select individual users that I manage to run the report for. Otherwise, as a sales rep, I can just choose my own name. As I scroll down, you see two additional options to expand on, stages and statuses, where I could filter for forecasted stages and forecasted status, and even take it a step further and combine it with any of my account classifications, as well as choose a specific category type I want to run the report for. Once I get my criteria selected, I just hit Submit, and I'll receive a nice Crystal report with my results. The nice thing about Crystal reports is you can export this, you can print it, you can save it as a different file format, make edits and changes to it, but you're going to see the date range you ran it for. Since I grouped mine by user, it's going to reflect the user, their opportunities within each stage, where their forecasted status is, their percentage and closing the opportunity, again, any model and accessory information tied to the opportunity. And as I scroll through the report, the last page of the report is going to reflect a pie graph based on each user being grouped, their total revenue and total gross profit, as well as the individual revenue and gross profit per user. The last page will give you the report criteria and reflect how you ran the report if you needed to run it again, so you get those exact details. Also, the nice thing about it being in Crystal, if you highlight the company name and select the company name, you'll be taken to that opportunity directly in the account to make edits and changes to, or to view further details and information about that opportunity. If I wanted to run my closed report, I just choose my closed stage and my closed status and choose Submit. Any closed status or opportunities will reflect within my results. If I wanted to do a lost sales report, I'm going to choose the Remove from Funnel. As we mentioned in our sales stages, the Remove from Funnel usually is our lost sales. Choose Lost as my status and hit Submit. You can then see my results. You also have the option to export any of your items or reports you're choosing to print directly to Excel and view them in an Excel format. Thank you for joining me on the sales stages and forecasting training video. For further details or more information on questions you might have and anything reflected, please feel free to reach out to training@compasscontact.net.